Compass Mining is your trusted partner in Bitcoin mining. Whether you're investing in one machine or thousands, our customizable solutions are tailored to meet your needs. We are your experts in Bitcoin mining, offering a platform where individuals and businesses can purchase hardware, host machines, and access a range of ancillary Bitcoin mining services. We also specialize in large-scale site development and data center operations. Discover more at compassmining.io and see how we can power your success today.
Hey miners, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, the official home of power mining analysis. Here we have it Monday morning, an absolute bloodbath in the equities markets, not specific to Bitcoin or the Bitcoin miners, but really across the board on some fears that DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company, could have some significant impacts on the US companies operating in this space. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Is this FUD or is this an actual concern to the miners, specifically those with HPC AI exposure? Before we get into it, take a second, hit the like button, you guys. Big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. Let us know in the comments section below. Are you worried about DeepSeek? Do you think this is FUD, or will this fundamentally change the game here in North America? With that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so Monday morning, and what an eventful morning it's been. Anthony, this is what we talk about when we say a black swan event or fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Over the weekend, we got big news out of China that they've come out with a new AI HPC contender by the name of DeepSeek, apparently calling into question the amount of money, the investment, the time, and the energy use that some of these North American HPC AI players are able to achieve with their models. So we might as well start with that one, Anthony. The elephant in the room, Bitcoin's actually holding up okay, but the miners themselves seem to be in free fall.
Yeah, Bitcoin was fairly steady all weekend until the very early hours this morning when Asia woke up, and there seemed to be a lot of selling going on. It actually dropped to about 97,000. It's recovered a bit now to 101, but it's still, 4% down where it was mid-Sunday afternoon there. And we were probably waiting for that normal bounce on a Sunday afternoon from Asia, but this time it went in the reverse. And then, as you just rightly said there, this news started coming out about DeepSeek, and that has effectively spiked the miners in a negative way. And we're seeing some really big day downs today for a number of the big top miners that we've been talking about for the last 12 months.
Most definitely. So we'll talk about the specific impact to some of these miners in a second, but we've already seen a number of comments on Twitter, Anthony, in relation to this DeepSeek. Sue Ennis from Hut 8 came out early this morning basically saying everyone's currently freaking out, obviously, about China's DeepSeek AI crushing the US AI initiative. However, when you look under the hood, and this is fairly consistent with a lot of things that are made in China, many times they are competitive on price, on speed, but the quality and the security, I think, are really what we need to call into question. We've heard from a number of CEOs, Anthony, that data sovereignty, having access to your data, concerns even about TikTok operating in the United States. So I don't personally believe many of these hyperscalers will be lining up to start sending their information or their data through a Chinese company. Sue Ennis also comes in and says DeepSeek actually didn't include all their costs, so they were quoting $5 million to train this LLM or large language model, which is obviously significantly cheaper than the numbers we've been quoting on our channel just to get a megawatt of HPC up and running. She's saying the Analyst models look good, but they aren't miracles. I've seen a number of people actually tweeting images of using the service themselves. One of the users actually put in some search requests or queries about the Chinese president XI or Z, and they were not getting any results. So again, calling in the question of how accurate or how proprietary this data is. And then of course, NVIDIA, which is potentially the biggest AI player in the world, or the biggest proxy at least, even they were giving up double-digit percentages in early hours trading.
Yeah, noticed NVIDIA were down, I think 12, 13% in early trading this morning. I haven't looked at what their price is recently, but it was definitely double digits down. And like you say, those miners that are correlated or start to be correlated with HPC also taken the brunt of this news today. And you're quite right. I mean, some of the news that's coming out, you've mentioned there about the cost of $5 million to train their AI model. It sounds a bit, I mean, the analogy someone's put in there, it's like, a timeshare salesman saying this day is the only time you're going to get this deal available when you know full well it'll be probably cheaper tomorrow. So it's just mind blowing. And I think Sue's right. Sue's got a background in technology. She's on the board of a number of tech companies. She can see the bigger picture. And she's put her comments out there, and I think quite a few of the miners will probably put their views out there as well as the week goes by. It sounds like be interesting. I mean, Elon Musk has also put something out already about the fact that that DeepSeek may have had more GPUs than they've been advertising as well. So it may have been, we'll find out, because apparently there is a controls on some of the shipments of these types of chips and how they've been able to accumulate so many. But yeah, it doesn't all sort of stack up from my point of view. But the impact to some of the stocks today already. I mean, we've look at probably one of the stocks we've talked about so much over the last 7 or 8 months is Core Scientific. Having been to that site, when they got that deal with CoreWeave, their share price is down 25% today. I noticed the warrant is also down, I think, 35%. So having a big hit today, Core Scientific shareholders. IREN close to 20% down today. Cypher close to 20% down today. At the other end, you've got some of the miners that haven't got a HPC contract in place at the moment. You've got the likes of CleanSpark, likes of Marathon Digital. They are down, and they are down, probably more than normal, but nowhere near the likes of the three aforementioned miners. So Kango as well. We've just started talking about them in recent months. They're buying up a lot of mine machines. They haven't made any move to go into the HPC space. Their share price, although being down, is nowhere near down again. Gryphon Mining, I think, is the best performing miner today. And the last time I looked, it was only down just over 1%. So not feeling the pain as much as some of the other miners. But yeah, those with the largest HPC business models within their portfolio are being hit hard. I mean, I personally don't think this is a long-term issue. I think there'll be a correction back up for some of these mining stocks today. I mean, the drops immense. Like you say, some of the contracts are already in place. So TeraWulf have a contract in place. Core Scientific have a contract in place. Core Scientific will have already started receiving revenues to cover the cost of refurbishing those facilities as well. So it's going to be interesting as this draws out to see, how big an impact it actually really is. But yeah, certainly the market's noticed today. It has hit the mining side, and that's why we're on here having this discussion about it.
Compass Mining makes Bitcoin mining accessible to everyone. Start mining in as little as 48 hours with our turnkey hardware, online and mining directly to your Bitcoin wallet within 2 business days. Find out more at compassmining.io and get started now.
Most definitely. And for me, Anthony, the big 3 things that stand out, number one, your points are accurate. Is this even true? Are the costs true? Is the model working as intended? Is it scalable? The second thing is that data sovereignty, the security around the data. The third thing is just the scale. Even if this model does work great, again, as you say, Anthony, I think this is really just FUD. Potentially some positioning by some of the larger players trying to get in or rock the Bitcoin AI network a little bit to get in before the strategic Bitcoin reserve. This post by Atomic Bitcoin I thought was great. DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company, has emerged as a notable player in the AI landscape by releasing advanced open source large language models like DeepSeek V3 and R1, which will compete directly with US AI models in terms of capability. Now, they mention US AI giants like OpenAI, Google, Meta, So it'll be interesting to see how deep this story goes, Anthony. But as you said, Core and CoreWeave have already started retrofitting these buildings. The other nice piece of news we had, you just mentioned Gryphon Digital Mining as one of the best performers or holding up the best today. They actually announced a fleet increase of around 22% in terms of some new rigs they're purchasing. So nice to see, despite today's headlines around DeepSeek, the miners themselves, again, Bitcoin still over 101,000, still continuing to push forward on the Bitcoin front.
Yeah. As I say, not many updates today, but Gryphon have put out an update. They've just increased their fleet by 22%, purchasing some S19J Pro machines, and they've bought them at a 20% discount to market rates. So, got them a bit of a bargain there. Now, obviously, they've been going after the cheaper energy, and we talked last week about how companies can sometimes offset the lesser efficient machines, and these machines would fall into that bracket when you think about T21, S21s, the Canaan equivalent, the micro BT equivalent are far more efficient than these. But if you've got access to energy at a really cheap level, then you can afford to use less efficient miners and get a good return. And then it's about the price capital price you pay for these machines. They just got a 20% discount to the market rate at the moment for these machines, which I would imagine will be quite low. They haven't put the physical price in there, but they put a discount percentage in there. So this is effectively increasing their fleet from 8,500 machines to 10,400. So growing that hash rate, as they've said, and there was quite a lot of updates in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And if you missed any of those, it's well worth you clicking onto the podcast that we had with Steve Gutterman, the CEO. He talked through a lot of the projects they're doing at the moment, how they're going to get to those project levels, because some of them are really ambitious targets, but there's a way of doing that. And he spoke on that particular opportunities last week. So, go and have a look at that video if you haven't already.
Yeah, he certainly did. Another exciting one today, Anthony, and why we're podcasting early. We actually have TeraWulf, Patrick Fleury, CFO, on in just an hour's time, and couldn't be better timed with this HPC AI announcement from TeraWulf and now DeepSeek. So it'll be interesting to see from the C-suite level at a company that's already involved in the AI space what they feel this impact is. But we're curious, Anthony, for the viewers, do you guys feel this is the bursting of the AI bubble? Do you feel this is a short-term setback? Let us know your thoughts on DeepSeek and this AI HPC controversy in the comment section below. Another great time to update or check your Miner Madness 2.0 ranking, as we've seen some major movement on the leaderboard. Anthony, you're managing to work your way up to first place on the Analyst leaderboard. So as we mentioned in Miner Madness 1.0, it's not only about picking the best performers, it's about protecting from the downside. So a lot of events going on today. Again, we'll be on with TeraWulf in about an hour's time. Anthony, I'll kick it back to you for any closing thoughts, but an exciting morning in the Bitcoin and equities space overall.
Yeah, and I would say, probably a challenging day for Bitcoin miners and for those shareholders who've invested into the HPC AI space. Also, I think some of the other IT stocks are taking a hit today as well. So it's not one of those days, but at the end of the day, we see these days we're in this space. The volatility is there. These stocks can recover. And I say I personally purchased a bit more Core Scientific earlier on today. I think the stock's oversold at the moment, and we'll probably see that recover in the next few days from my perspective. But yeah, it's a day to put behind us and look forward to the Bitcoin price keeping where it is over that 100,000 line there, and let's focus on that increase in there, and the revenues from Bitcoin mining will improve, and then we'll get the fallout from DeepSeek as the days go by.
You're certainly right. And actually really encouraging to see Bitcoin holding up so well in light of this big news. So there you have it, folks. We'll see you back here in about an hour for TeraWulf. Have a great rest of your morning.